Hello. Do you do a lot of transactions on eBay, Gumtree, or Amazon, or any other online marketplaces? If you do, the taxman may be coming after you. You may not have anything to fear, but I wanted to tell you a little bit about what this is about. HMRC is after people who are trading on the internet but haven't yet registered as a business with them. What they're doing is giving people until the 14th of June 2012 to register, and by doing so receive a beneficial treatment in tidying up their tax affairs. They don't have to have all the figures by the 14th of June, just register, put up your hand and say, excuse me, sorry, I haven't done something before now, and then that holds the door open for you to get your affairs in order. All the paperwork gets done, can be done online, by the 14th of September 2012. So who's affected? Well, HMRC has been spending the last couple of years with little computers called robots trawling over the internet looking for regular users and regular people selling things a lot. Added to this, they have recently issued formal notices to eBay, Amazon and the like, requiring them to supply details of certain people trading on those sites. Now the way that works is that if those companies refuse to give the information, HMRC can charge them daily penalties. And eBay has issued a fairly bland statement, but saying that they will comply with government agencies if they believe there's wrongdoing involved. So put it this way, if you're doing a lot of transactions, your details may end up passed to HMRC if they're not already sitting on them. So what's happening now? Well, this way of getting your business registered offers you a low-cost, low-maintenance way of tidying things up. You register for the facility, and then, when that's been done, you declare your income for the past number of years. I say number of years because the most recent year, 2011-12, is easily done by way of an ordinary tax return. And if you have been trading for over 6 years, then typically HMRC wants to hear from the previous 5 years. So that's 2006-7 to 2010-11. Then you'll put in your 2011-12 figures on a tax return. So really you're talking about up to 6 years of income being declared to HMRC. Now what's trading? Well, that's a difficult one with the online activities, but HMRC have issued guidance. But in broad terms, and as a former tax inspector, I can tell you that they're going to be looking at a number of factors. They're going to be looking at the number of transactions you do. If it's one every couple of months, you may not have anything to worry about. They're looking to see if you acquire things in order to sell them. You might be going to car boot sales, you might be buying on the internet, you might be buying at the local cash and carry. You might be taking things from friends, fixing them up and selling them on. Which brings me to another question. Are you doing something to the products? Are you making it? Are you refurbishing it, painting it, changing it from a piece of scrap metal into a piece of jewellery? If you're doing things like that, that all tends to make it look a bit more like trading. The regularity of what you're doing is important. If you sell a DVD player you didn't want, HMRC aren't going to be interested. If you're selling one a week, yeah, I think they might well be. They're also looking at the number of different types of items you're doing. If you're just doing a house clearance, getting the attic cleared out and selling one of this and one of that, etc., it's unlikely to be a problem. So what should you do? Well, first of all, you need to think, are you likely to be coming under the attention of HMRC, or would the average man on the street think that you are running a business if he saw what you do? That's a good test to use. If that's the case, you should probably think about registering under this scheme. It's got a lovely name. It's the Marketplace Disclosure Facility. The reason I say it's a lovely name is the E's small, like the E in eBay, and the MDF are large. So it's the eMDF. MDF? Don't I remember that from my carpentry? Anyway, someone thought it was a good idea to call it that. So what we've got now is a chance for you to clear the air, admit that you're doing something really in a business-like way, register, and tell the revenue. They're only wanting to tax the profits you're making. If you're not making much money, you won't necessarily have much tax to pay. But at least you get the chance to act now before they come after you. The incentive is that they will charge you far smaller penalties than if they find you. The penalties are going to be typically 10 or 20% of the tax that you owe. You also have to pay a little bit of interest because you're paying it late. If you don't tell HMRC, they come after you and they decide that you really are trading, then their penalties are going to be a lot higher, and you could certainly be looking in the range 30 to 100% of the tax you owe, and that could add quite a tidy sum to the overall bill. Also, if they find you, you'll be the subject of a tax investigation, and you may feel you need a lot of professional advice, which can be expensive. Whereas the disclosure facility is intended to be relatively easily handled. I know that in our firm, we have a cut price deal to help people through the disclosure facility, and they'll pay us a fee much less than if they were to come to us saying, help, I'm being investigated for my online trading. We're also doing a little idea, which is that people can pay up front for a half-hour chat. They can chat with my colleague Stephen, who will be handling a lot of these cases, or they can even chat with me. Sadly, I'm a little bit more expensive, but even so, we're not talking a lot of money. We're talking a half-hour chat being £60 with Stephen, or £120 with me. That way, you can air some of the issues and see whether you need to go forward with the disclosure. If you go forward using us, we will set that fee against the overall flat fee we charge for handling the whole process. I hope this has been useful to you and will allay some of the fears that people have already expressed to me. I posted my blog this morning and it's already been well viewed. If you have a look here, I'll show you where you'll see the blog. But it's already been viewed by, I think, about 100 people in a few hours. And now I'm taking the calls from people who are saying, well, you know, do you think my circumstance is covered? Or if my friend's clearing out their attic, should they worry? So it's important to get this out of the way. Anyway, I hope this has been useful. I hope it doesn't put you off online trading, which is great fun. And I look forward to hearing from anyone who would like to use our services, either for a chat or to handle the whole process and take the headache off your hands. Thank you.